Hello everyone, welcome to the Sangli Shikshan Sanstha's YouTube channel. Today's session is about Standard 5th Environmental Studies Part 2, that is EVS 2. Lesson number 1, what is history? Students, last year in Standard 4th you have studied the life of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and his mission of establishing Swaraj. The time before the birth of Shivaji Maharaj was about 400 years before. Now, or in the other words, the time 400 years ago. This year in Standard 5th, we are going to learn the study of history of man. So, in the first lesson, 4 main points are given. So, let us see what are those points. First, history, a science that tells us about events in the past. Second point, the scientific method of history. Third point, history and us. And the fourth point, the past and the future. Now let us see these all 4 points in detail. So let us begin with the first point, that is history, a science that tells us about events in the past. For our convenience, we divide time in different ways. Often we use words like now, some time ago, after some time, or today, yesterday, tomorrow, or this year, next year, etc. When we use these words, we are actually measuring time in our minds. Now, today, and this year are terms that indicate present. Let us see an example. Some time ago, yesterday and last year. These terms that indicate the past. After some time, tomorrow and next year, this indicates the future. Now let us see the example about this time. See children, now you are in Standard 5th. In this word, now indicates the present. Last year you were in Standard 4th. In this sentence, the word last year, it indicates the past. And the next year, you will be in Standard 6th. In this sentence, the next year indicates the future. So, at the end of example, next year word indicates the future. The time that has already gone by is the past. The time that we are in now is the present. And the time that is yet to come is the future. Once again, I'll revise. The time that has already gone by is the past. The time is going on means that we are in now is the present, and the time that is yet to come is the future. The past includes many events that have already taken place. For example, if you are 10 years old today, it means that the event of your birth happened 10 years ago in the past. Similarly, after 10 years from now, that is in future, you will be 20 years old. The time gone by between today and the day of your birth is your past. The past in the life of a person. See, just now we have seen the 2 examples. One of the example was about your standard. It means now we are in Standard 5th. That is the present situation. Last year you were in Standard 4th. That is the past situation. And the next year you will be in Standard 6th. That is the future. In the same way we have seen about your birth. Means you born before 10 years. So now after 10 years you will be 20 years old. So in this linked situation also you can say that this is linked as a past, present and future. So at the end of the first point, the definition of history is as the science that tries to understand the past events is called history. So here we have completed the first point. So let us move further to the second point, that is the scientific method of history. In standard 3rd and 4th, as a part of environmental studies, we have learnt various sciences. The special characteristics of all these sciences is that their facts or evidence can be tested in experiments which can be repeated anywhere, anytime. So, how can we define the scientific method? The definition is the method of using a number of different tests to determine whether the evidence is reliable is called scientific method. The method of using a number of different tests to determine whether the evidence is reliable is called scientific method. See children, once again we have seen the definition of scientific method. There are many things that happened since our birth that we may not know about it. However, our grandparents or parents or others often tell us amazing stories of our childhood. Those stories are a part of their memory. However, when different people tell us about the same event, we find differences in their narrations. It makes us wonder which one is right. We need to examine the details of each narration carefully to decide the correctness of the facts. It is not possible to conduct experiments to recreate the events that have happened in the past. See children, it is not possible to do that evidence or to do that experiment once again. Therefore, the method of presenting history is different from that of other sciences. Even so, history uses the scientific method at every stage. Namely, while looking for and collecting evidence, examining the evidence and while putting it together. When required, help is also taken from other sciences. That is, history is considered to be a scientific discipline. History is not written solely on the basis of imagination. See children, history is not at all based on imagination. It is based on happened events. Ancient objects, structures, sculptures, pots, coins, inscriptions, copper plates, books, manuscripts, traditional stories and songs, remembered sources over many generations are the sources of history. The sources of history are of three types. In that, first one is material source, second written source and the third one is oral sources. See students, in your textbook, that is standard 5th textbook, some sources of histories are given. Let us see their pictures. Here you can see there is the picture of a pot, one of the source of history. Second one is a copper plate. Here some coins you can see, ancient coins are there. Here books and manuscripts. So these are the examples of the sources of history which are given in your textbook. Let us see some related examples of these sources. Examples of material sources are pots, coins, etc. We can say that pots and coins, these are the material. So we are saying them as a material sources. Second one, it is about the written sources, that is Bhagavad Gita and Ramayana. These are written sources, as at the time of ancient period it was written. So we can say that these are the written sources. So the stories and the incidents told by your parents, your grandparents, these are the oral sources. You are listening the different stories by your parents and your grandparents. So we can say that these telling stories and all means to conveying the information from one generation to the another generation. We can say that this is the source of oral. In order to find out what happened, evidence available from all these sources is collected and examined to determine its reliability with the help of evidence that stands this test. past events are put in a proper sequence and a historical account is written. This is the scientific method. Just now we have completed the 2 points. So let us move to the third point, that is history and us. The study of science helps us to find the answers to many questions. For example, environmental science studies the problems of degradation of the environment, pollution, etc. and looks for their solutions. In the same way, every science has its own areas of study. History studies the past events. Individual or collective actions of human beings have consequences. Means individual, the action of individual or collective, it is related with each other. They result in an environment that may be either favorable or unfavorable for the progress of society. See, the result of the history, it can be the good or it can be the bad for the society's progress. This affects our day-to-day life. For example, if the people of a village work together and help one another, the village makes good progress. See children, if we help each other to make the progress of society, it leads to the successful progress. However, if the people cannot come together, it puts obstacles in the way of its development. If we don't come together, it will be the obstacle for the development of our society. History attempts to find out answers to many questions by studying the way of thinking of past articles and their actions. The study of history makes it possible for us to study what is favorable and what is not favorable for the progress of human society. History thus provides us with the guidelines about how we should behave today in order to shape a good future. By telling us the life stories of great people, history also serves to inspire and to motivate us. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj is one of the best examples of this history. The history of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj inspires and motivates us. By studying history, we get to know about the give and take that took place between our own and other civilizations. We learn about the progress of human civilization. We also understand how people's way of life went on changing. Every village, city, district, state and country has its own history. Similarly, the earth, its mountains, water bodies, the animal world, mankind all have their own history. Every science too has a history. It tells of the many scientific discoveries that brought about important changes in human civilization and of the scientists who made those discoveries. So students, here we have completed the third point, that is history and us. History, how history is correlated with the man, it is given in this point. So let us move to the last point, that is the past and the future. The past, present and future are linked by a continuous chain of events. For example, the Indian people fought against the British government to get the independence. This is a historical action. As a result, India became an independent nation on 15th of August 1947. So, we can say that independence was a consequence of an action, that is, the Indian people's struggle for independence. In this way, the events of today are linked with past actions. When we understand this, we realize that the future depends on the past events. This is what we learn from history. For example, we learn that man began to make tools from materials available in the nature, that he learned how to make use of fire, and that he invented the wheel. the next generations added to these developments. Technology developed further hand in hand with physical and intellectual development of man. This process is going on continuously even today. Inventions of today are only possible on the foundation of the discoveries and inventions of the past. At last, let us see in short about what we have learned today. Mainly 4 points we have seen. In that, first one was history, a science that tells us about events in the past. In that, we have seen how the time is divided into 3 parts, that is past, present and future, and their definitions too. The second point was the scientific method of history. In this, we have learned the definition of scientific method and the different sources of history. The main sources of history such as oral source, written source and material source. In that we have seen their examples too. And the third one point was the history and us. This point explained that how history is related with human being about different consequences and all. And the last point was the past and the future. In this point we learned how the past is linked with the future. Also, we have seen an example of India's struggle for independence. At the end of the lesson, how man invented different inventions such as the invention of fire, invention of wheel. For making this invention, he used the things available in the nature and he made the development. Dear viewers, please subscribe the Sangli Shikshan Sanstha's YouTube channel and click on the bell icon for further notifications. Thank you.